So the year 2020 in WWE is something that I didn't see. I wasn't watching it at that time, and I need y'all to be honest with me. Let me know in the comments. Does that make me an outsider? I don't think it does because I've been watching it since I was a kid. I just didn't watch this year, or I don't remember when I first stopped watching it, or I don't know. I just feel like I turned into an adult. Man, I ain't have nowhere to watch it, bro. I ain't have no cable. I ain't like how else I'm gonna watch it. I wouldn't stand in my mama's house no more, so I just feel like I was forced, chat. I just feel like I was forced. But we got the most unhinged year in WWE history. I hear a lot about 2020. I don't know a lot because I didn't watch it, but I hear a lot about it. And man, enough talk. Let's get right into it, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get it, man. Let's go. Let's see.
Looked like WWE in 2020 would be just another normal year. I mean, we got the epic return of Edge. Drew McIntyre
Okay, so Edge came back in 2020. I feel like that's good.
won the Royal Rumble. The Undertaker won some random trophy at the Saudi show. But apart from that, it seemed like business as usual.
Okay.
But then, the pandemic hit, and WWE straight up turned into Bizarro World. Suddenly, you had Seth Rollins literally trying.
Hey, this is crazy, dog. Hey, they used to, bro. They be messing Ray up, dog. From the Big Show had him on that stretcher, bro. They be doing Ray the wrong way.
To make Rey Mysterio go blind. The Undertaker and AJ Styles gave us this legendary meme.
Legendary meme for sure, chat.
Baron Corbin was throwing people off the WWE headquarters and attempting straight-up murder.
Ain't no
Becky
way.
Lynch got pregnant. A bunch of ninjas started invading Raw for some reason. Roman Reigns returned after months away and suddenly had maximum aura as the head of the table. Randy Orton went on a legend-killing spree.
I remember this. I hear a lot of people talk about the I think it's what year Randy Orton was going crazy. Where he had the skin cut and all of that. A lot of people like that year Randy Orton as a heel, but I hear a lot of people say this year is very underrated. It's very underrated, and I think he brought back the punt during this time too.
And somehow, through all the chaos, WWE kept getting wild with cinematic matches and virtual LED screens in the Thunderdome. So what made WWE in 2020 so bizarre yet so entertaining? What were the feuds, the moments, and the decisions that defined WWE's strangest year? And how does WWE in 2020 compare to WWE today? Let's rewind the clock
It's
and
different for
revisit
sure.
the year WWE lost.
It's different. It's very different. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. How is it different for y'all? I think it's very different. Even though I didn't experience it in 2020, but I still think it's very, very, very different.
Its mind. Our story starts at the Royal Rumble in Houston, Texas. Just like every
Royal
year,
Rumble in Houston, Texas. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to
our
this.
story starts.
All right, let's see who's on the roster during this time. Okay. Okay, Cole. Okay. Let me see if any name Dolph Ziggler is still on the roster. Okay.
At the Royal Rumble in Houston, Texas. Just like every year, fans were excited for surprise entrants, shocking eliminations, and the promise of WrestleMania dreams coming true. But nobody was prepared for what happened at number 21. The countdown hit 0. The familiar guitar riff of Metalingus blared through the speakers.
Look at this aura, bro. Aura. Chat. Did y'all really have no idea it was coming? I hear a lot of stuff get leaked nowadays, but did y'all really not hear anything about Edge returning?
And after 9 years away, Edge walked onto the stage as the arena exploded. Fans were on their feet, watching a man who'd been forced to retire in 2011 due to career-ending neck injuries stand in a WWE ring.
Oh, that's crazy. And he did retire. And you know what's crazy? I don't know if it's his last match. I think it was. I don't remember. But that WrestleMania, they had it in Atlanta, and I wanted to go to that WrestleMania so bad. I think he was wrestling Alberto Del Rio. Bro, I wanted to go to that WrestleMania so bad, and then the thing about it, he ended up having to medically retire, but he came back for the first time. I wish I could have experienced
Edge was
it.
running the ropes, hitting spears, and it felt like we were back in 2006 again. It didn't matter that he didn't win. The rated R superstar was back, and wrestling felt whole again. But Edge's return wasn't the only story that night. Drew McIntyre had spent years rebuilding his career after being released in 2014. He worked on
Dang.
the indies, reinvented himself, and returned to WWE
This when
as
Drew
a
came
monster.
back too?
Now standing as one of the final four in the Rumble, Drew faced Roman Reigns in the closing moments. With one devastating Claymore kick, McIntyre eliminated the big dog and pointed at the WrestleMania
Oh, he
sign. The
won.
Scottish Warrior had won his ticket to the main event. 2 months
Chat, he won. I'm not gonna lie. What they be doing to Drew nowadays is they be doing him dirty, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like his time is definitely coming. His time is definitely coming. And I feel like once his time do come, he's gonna have a long run. I feel like when his time do come, he's gonna have a long run. But right now, he's playing the game, and he's doing a great job at it, bro. He's doing a great job at making everybody else look good. But, bruh, his time's coming for sure, I think.
later at WrestleMania 36, Drew McIntyre defeated Brock Lesnar to capture the WWE Championship. The Performance Center crowd was practically silent due to pandemic restrictions.
I know that was
robbing Drew of
weird.
his crowning moment in front of thousands. But despite the surreal circumstances, McIntyre became the face of Raw during WWE's most challenging period. Throughout 2020, Drew carried the company with excellent matches against Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, and Randy Orton. He brought legitimacy and intensity to a championship scene that desperately needed both.
Okay.
But while Drew was establishing himself as WWE Champion on Raw, the Universal Championship scene on SmackDown was just...
Chat, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I would have enjoyed watching this during this time, only because, like, the live aspect, like I feel like the crowd is also what makes it, good. I don't know. I just don't think I would have enjoyed it at this time. I don't know. And then RP, man. RP.
descending into absolute chaos. The Fiend had been booked as an unstoppable force of nature heading
The
into
Fiend,
2020.
what a great
Bray
character,
Wyatt's
dog.
terrifying alter ego had dominated SmackDown for months, defeating everyone from Daniel Bryan to Seth
Bro, Riot has, amazing storyteller, dog. Amazing storyteller, for sure.
Rollins with ease. His supernatural presentation, combined with in-ring dominance, made him feel invincible. But then WWE made a decision that shocked the wrestling world. At Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia, Goldberg squashed The Fiend in just minutes. The Fiend, who had seemed unstoppable just weeks earlier, lost all his mystique in one terrible booking decision. Fans couldn't understand why WWE would destroy the momentum of their most captivating character to put the title on a 53-year-old part-timer.
Oh, dang. And it's for the title? But, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, though. Like I said, Goldberg came, a little before my time. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but Goldberg was I think they ran a lot of short matches with Goldberg because he wasn't, like, really safe to work with. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong now. I'm all for correction. So, let me know.
Bray Wyatt
But I don't know why they would squash. Maybe they'll explain it.
finished. If WWE wouldn't let The Fiend dominate, he'd find another way to leave his mark. When WrestleMania 36 rolled around in early April, Wyatt challenged John Cena to a match. But what followed wasn't a normal match at all. It was the Firefly
GOAT.
Funhouse match, a cinematic masterpiece that deconstructed Cena's entire career. For almost 15 minutes, Wyatt took Cena through different eras of his career, exposing his insecurities and failures.
So how did this happen? Honestly, I want to know how did this really happen? He said through 15 minutes he took him through his deepest little career or whatever. So were they wrestling? Like, were they actually, like, in a match, getting physical? Like, what?
Cena was shown as a ruthless aggression rookie desperate to prove himself, as the doctor of thugonomics trying to be cool, as the Super Cena who buried younger talent, as the desperate veteran clinging to past glory. The match ended with The Fiend pinning Cena in the middle of the ring, giving Bray Wyatt the WrestleMania victory over Cena that might have arrived 6 years too late. It was one of the most talked about matches of the year, and the Firefly...
Was it talked about because it was bad? Talked about because it was good? I don't really know. Bad, was it talked about because it was bad or talked about because it was good?
Funhouse match proved that when forced into an empty arena with no crowd, wrestling could still create magic by thinking completely outside the box.
Okay.
But
So
speaking of cinematic
I think we need to check
masterpieces,
that out. I think they said it was good, so I think we need to watch that. I think we need to watch that.
the Dead Man was about to redefine what a wrestling match could be. The Undertaker's career had been winding down for years. Reduced to part-time appearances and nostalgia acts, the dead man's best days seemed long behind him. His matches against the likes of Goldberg and DX had become increasingly difficult to watch as his body betrayed him. But
Bro, one thing about the Undertaker, let me
AJ
go back.
Goldberg and DX
One
had
thing
become
about the Undertaker chat, have y'all ever sat and seen how he run the ropes, bro? Like the way he run the ropes. That's something that I like to watch. I don't know why. I like to watch that. I like to watch people when they run the ropes, how they hit the ropes, because people do it differently. People do it flat back, they'll run and they'll literally like flat back it, or they'll run and they'll like just put their side on it like this. I just think it's cool how people run the ropes differently, but I like how the Undertaker run the ropes. I also like how he be like throwing his punches and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy good.
Increasingly difficult to watch as his body betrayed him. But AJ Styles saw an opportunity. The Phenomenal One had joined WWE in 2016 and accomplished almost everything except...
So chat, I wasn't watching it in 2016. I wish I was, bro, to watch AJ Styles, and I think I didn't watch some more Joe and WWE. Like, I wish I could have seen all of that stuff, bro.
One thing, he'd never beat The Undertaker. In early 2020, Styles began calling out Taker, mocking his legacy and claiming the dead man was too old and broken to compete. Styles made it personal by mocking Taker's real-life relationships. At WrestleMania 36, the two were scheduled to face off. But there was a problem. WrestleMania 36 was taking place in an empty WWE Performance Center due to the pandemic. A traditional
I'ma just assume, chat,
in an empty
was this WrestleMania in Tampa Bay? I'ma just assume, if I'm right, I literally guessed. I don't know though. Was this in Tampa Bay?
WWE Performance Center due to the pandemic. A traditional Undertaker entrance in silence would have been depressing. So WWE made a bold choice. They'd film a cinematic Boneyard match instead. On the night of April 5th, fans watched as AJ Styles arrived at a cemetery in the dead of night with his fellow OC members Gallows and Anderson. After this, The Undertaker arrived on his bike looking like the coolest dude on the planet. What followed was 20 minutes of pure entertainment. Styles and his crew were picked off.
Hey, that's tough. I like that. I like this.
There were supernatural powers on display. And in the final moments, Taker threw Styles into an open grave and buried him alive. The match was ridiculous.
Hey, I think I'm gonna use this as my thumbnail, chat.
One by one. There were supernatural.
I think I'm gonna use this as my thumbnail, but I want to put my face here. Oh no, I might do it. I might honestly do it.
Natural powers on display. And in the final moments, Taker threw Styles into an open grave and buried him alive. The match was ridiculous, over the top, and absolutely perfect. Without the limitations of a traditional wrestling match, Undertaker could finally move the way his body allowed while still maintaining his legendary aura.
That's tough. That's tough. Tough.
The Boneyard match became an instant classic and showed WWE that cinematic matches could work when done right.
Okay.
More importantly, it gave The Undertaker the WrestleMania moment he deserved in what would be his final Mania match.
So why am I hearing this? Why am I hearing this year is bad? If they're giving like two good cinematic matches, why am I hearing this that is bad?
Was literally burying his opponents. Another superstar was trying to make his opponents go blind. Seth Rollins had spent 2019 as the babyface champion of Raw, but by early 2020, something had changed. The fans had turned on Rollins, and the Monday Night Messiah had been born. Rollins believed he was the savior of WWE, the leader who would guide the company into the future. His disciples, Murphy and the authors of Pain, followed him faithfully. Monday
Night Messiah, is this Cell's best gimmick, do y'all think? And hey, KO needs to come back, bro. I low-key miss KO. I seen a video this morning showing his like ring IQ or whatever. KO, I miss seeing KO.
But Rollins needed to prove his power, and he chose the perfect victim, Rey Mysterio. However, this wasn't any normal feud. Rollins was literally trying to make Mysterio go blind.
Reagan messed
Mysterio
up.
stepped up to defend his father, but he got tied to the ring ropes and beat up mercilessly by the Messiah.
Dirty dumb.
However, while Rollins was terrorizing the Mysterios on Raw, SmackDown was about to undergo a transformation that would define WWE for years to come. Roman Reigns had been missing from WWE TV since the start of 2020. As someone with a history of leukemia, Reigns made the difficult decision to stay home during the early pandemic months.
Which is understandable. Braun Strowman winning the championship.
WWE moved forward without him, but in August, everything changed. At SummerSlam, Braun Strowman defended the Universal Championship against The Fiend in a Falls Count Anywhere match. But just as the show was about to close, Roman Reigns made his return and attacked both Strowman and The Fiend, leaving them both laid out. At Payback...
So let's be real. 2020 got the return of Edge, the return of Roman. It is, I mean, 2 returns. That's kind of good, I think.
Reigns defeated both...
Or was this a time that people was not really rocking with Roman? I don't know.
Men to capture the Universal Championship. And just like that, Roman Reigns had turned heel for the first time in his career. Gone was the smiling, fighting babyface who cut corny promos. In his place stood the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, a ruthless and calculating villain who believed he was WWE royalty. Reigns aligned himself with Paul Heyman and made him his wise man. Heyman provided the verbal...
Dog, I don't know what Roman was doing when he was on that little, I don't want to call it leave or medical leave, I guess. I don't know what he was doing. But, bro, when he came back and became this character, when he got with Paul Heyman, something about, like, he got... I don't know what he did, Chad. Honestly, he came back with a lot of aura.
Provided the intimidating presence Heyman needed. But Roman needed more than just a mouthpiece. He needed everyone to acknowledge him. That's when Roman started psychological warfare on his own cousins and tortured his own family to cement his power. The Tribal Chief wasn't just a heel. He was family-focused, ruthlessly efficient, and genuinely believed he was doing the right thing by forcing his family to fall in line.
Yep.
Over the following months, Jay became Roman's enforcer, caught between loyalty to his family and hatred.
Chat, who the best Uso? Who y'all think the best Uso is? Who y'all think the best? And I don't like how y'all, well, not even y'all, but how people was gassing Jey Uso, gassing him up, and then once he finally won the championship, people was talking down on him, saying he was, I don't know.
For what Roman had done to him. The storytelling was nuanced, complex, and some of the best character work WWE had done in years. Roman Reigns had finally found his character, and it would carry him to the top of WWE for years to come. But while Roman was establishing his dominance on SmackDown, Raw was dealing with its own brand of chaos. Randy Orton spent 2020 reminding everyone why he was called the Legend Killer. His rivalry with Edge defined the first half of the year when Orton put Edge back on the shelf and even RKO'd Edge's wife. But Orton wasn't done targeting...
That's crazy. RKO and Beth?
Legends. Throughout the summer, he went on a rampage. He attacked Ric Flair, Christian, Big Show, Shawn Michaels, and Orton had evolved from Legend Killer to outright psychopath. But while Orton was slaying legends, WWE was trying bizarre experiments that ranged from interesting to completely weird. Raw Underground debuted in 2020, with Shane McMahon hosting an underground fight
Raw Underground. Dang. I wish I could have seen this.
Club that felt like a watered-down version of Lucha Underground. Then came Retribution, a
Chat,
faction of
that
masked
Penta?
wrestlers who invaded Raw, destroyed Underground. Then came Retribution,
That's
an
Penta?
underground fight club that felt like a watered-down
Yeah. I think this is Penta.
version of Lucha Underground. Then came Retribution, a faction of masked wrestlers who invaded Raw, destroyed equipment, and the mystery was intriguing until WWE unmasked them and revealed they were developmental talent nobody cared about. Oh, and did I tell you about the time Asuka became the Raw Women's Champion by cashing in on a vacant champion because Rollins forgot to use protection and Becky got pregnant? Or
Chat, so what I'm saying, it just looks like a lot of people got their chance. Well, not really chance, but it looks like a lot of people got some sort of, some screen time or whatever.
what about the time WWE held Money in the Bank inside the WWE headquarters and Baron Corbin was literally trying to murder people? Yeah, WWE in 2020 was unhinged like that. By the time December arrived,
Nah, this is
WWE
crazy.
had survived a global pandemic. They'd created stars like Drew McIntyre and solidified others like Roman Reigns. And they'd proven that even without crowds, the show must go on. Looking back now, WWE in 2020 feels like a fever dream.
I don't know. I feel like this was okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think the only thing that would get me is the lack of the not the crowd, not having the crowd or stuff like this. But I feel like this is a okay year. I don't know. Let me know if I should go back and rewatch some of the things that happened that year. And I'll definitely do that. Also, let me know if I'm an outsider, chat. Like I said, I stopped watching it for a while, but I did watch a lot of it when I was growing up. Literally a lot of it. A lot of it, chat. And I'm to this point too. If you was to ask me, would I rather play in the NFL or be a WWE wrestler? I'm about 80% sure I'd pick a WWE wrestler. I'm just saying. But I appreciate y'all for clicking this video, vibing out with me. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. And I'll see y'all next vid.